warm today. I'd like to share a story with you today about a 33-year-old woman. It was 6 a.m. on Sunday, May 29th, 2011, and she heard a knock at her door. Sorry to wake you, ma'am, but we're going to have to take your husband downtown. As she wiped the sleepiness from her face and shielded the blinding light, she yells back to the sheriff, "Take him and don't bring him back." So the sheriff left her room, and she quickly went to her daughter's room to see if her 6-year-old daughter was still asleep. She opens the door and she looks in and she sees her daughter, and her daughter is peacefully sleeping in her bed. So she closes the door ever so quietly and holds the doorknob firmly as she sinks to the floor in tears because she didn't want to have her daughter see her father being carted off to jail. This story paints a really vivid image. It makes us make certain assumptions. What kinds of things can we assume about this woman? Maybe she's living in poverty. Maybe she's unemployed. Maybe she's uneducated. But there's a father and a husband in this story that's irresponsible. There's a wife in the story that's fed up. And there's a mom in the story that's just trying to protect the innocence of her child. But what is the significance of this story, and why would I even share it with you today? Because that story that I shared with you was my story 4 years ago. That day changed my life forever. It was the day I stopped letting somebody else control my pen to my story. It was the day I stopped blaming other people for my life outcomes. I was allowing the prescription narcotic addiction of my husband to control my pen of life. His addiction became the author of my story. It wrote chapters on obesity, debt, financial ruin, uncertainty. Insert any devastating word there, and that would describe what addiction was writing for me. So let's go back to my 33-year-old self, and I want to share with you something I wrote in my journal a week after he was arrested. I never wrote in a journal before, and this was my first entry. Do you mind if I share it with you today? Today, I begin the process of closing a huge chapter in my life. It's a difficult chapter, but a necessary chapter to close. Tomorrow, I will take back control of my life. I'm leaving my husband. What do I do? It's a clear tipping point, an opportunity to choose a new direction. If I don't do something now to transform my life, I may never be motivated to move in a positive direction. Where do you want to go, Robin? Where do you want to be when this is all over? And what can you start today? What can you start today to begin your new chapter? I don't know all the answers yet, but here starts my journey to a new and amazing life. I was at rock bottom when I wrote this story, but somewhere deep down, I knew that I could change my story. I knew that with a single stroke of my pen, that I would have the ability to change my destiny forever. So why do I tell you this? Because anybody in this room has the ability to change their destiny too. Is there something in your life that you were thinking of changing? Maybe as difficult as mine, maybe not as difficult as mine. Maybe you're looking to lose weight, financial freedom, change in careers. It doesn't matter what it is, because anything that you put your mind to and anything that you want to change, you can change it because it's your story and nobody else's. So let me share a few new chapters to my life, and all of you are part of it. 4 years ago, when I took control of my pen, I was able to lose 90 pounds in 18 months and keep it off. I was able to not only increase my credit score by 5 points, 50 points, 100 points, I was able to increase my credit score by 333 points in 12 months and provide a life for my daughter that she never knew she could have. I earned a black belt in martial arts. That's why Eric said I could break your arm into 4 places. I earned a black belt in martial arts, and I've won national and world titles in sparring, and I did break some sparring. That's why he said that. Board breaking, weapons, and forms. My daughter trains with me, and she has the confidence to take on the world. I've changed careers dramatically. I went from being a music educator, a well sought after clinician, and classical music conductor, to being an IT manager here at SSA. I've become a life coach and helped people lose weight. I've had people lose hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds because of my inspiring story. This list and this chapter of my life, all these chapters they keep going on and on and on. I keep writing new chapters. And you can write your own chapter too. My name is Robin Strempek, and I changed my story. What is your story, and do you control the pen to your story?